Welcome to slide number 15, the last slide of this workshop, and that is about auditory visual closure. So many of you may not really know what does this mean. What is auditory closure and visual closure, and what is this technique? How do we apply this technique on children with learning problems? So let me explain to you. Auditory closure is the ability to combine sounds that you hear into actual words. Okay? It is also the ability to pull ideas together that you have heard orally but may have missed some bits or pieces. For example, when you are listening in the classroom or a workplace and are distracted for a moment and then rejoin listening, can you pull the pieces together that you have heard as well as missed and make sense of it? It is the ability to fill in the gaps. You were out for a few seconds and then you were back. You are able to make sense of the missing, incomplete and distorted words, sentences or concepts. So auditory closure on the micro level is the ability to pull sounds together to form words. On the macro level, however, it is the ability to take in a series of words or sounds over time and make sense of it as a whole word. So, if the child has missed the sound of a word, the child will not be able to pronounce the word or the sentence or the concept because the child got distracted for a while. So you have to ensure that the child's auditory attention and visual attention is with you. So what is visual closure? Visual closure is the ability to bring letters, partial letters or words together to make sense of them. So visual closure is the ability to identify a complete whole from an incomplete visual presentation. Okay? And it is the ability to go from parts to whole. An example is to be able to have partial picture of an object and be able to complete it like ... pictures. So it is also the ability to pull a word together when the letters are separated out and they are missing, like you have CAT written on separate pieces of paper and now the child has to put it together. That's called visual closure. So auditory and visual closure is a vocabulary building activity that focuses on enhancing the child's ability to identify and understand words based on the partial auditory and visual information. It helps develop their skills in recognizing and completing words or phrases. So how do you do this? How do you do this auditory? So what you have to do is, again, prepare a set of target words which you want to cover in a specific topic or a theme. Then present the child with a partial auditory or visual representation of the target word or phrase. For example, you can say only the beginning or the end sound of the word, or display only a part of written word and ask the child to guess the other part of the word. Encourage the child to use their listening and visual skills to guess the complete word or phrase based on the partial information they get. You also provide cues or prompts if needed to support the child's understanding and help them make connections. So for auditory closure, you can provide additional sounds and syllables to help complete the word. For example, in visual closure, you can reveal more letters on visual cues to assist in recognizing the word. Does it sound complicated? No, it is not as complicated as it sounds. It's simple. You have to give a prompt to the child because maybe the child is not able to combine the auditory and visual together to tell you the word. And if the child is able to do it, celebrate, repeat, bring in new words, bring in new practice with these words. So by engaging in the auditory and visual closure, generally children develop their listening and observation skills, enhance their ability to fill in the missing information, and strengthen overall vocabulary comprehension. This approach encourages active participation, critical thinking, making vocabulary learning more interactive and engaging. So thank you so much for attending this workshop.